possibly the coolest upcoming Noli skin, to the source of his iconic unique voice lines, and even this skin's dark secrets that hide within a game that was last updated 10 years ago. Today, me and you are going to be exposing 17 Noli secrets in Forsaken. And I'm betting you forgot about most of these. But let us move on to secret number 1, Noli flying tech. Now, a lot of players already know about this tech, but they don't get how insane it is when you actually learn how to do it and how easy it is to learn how to do it. Now, step 1, you want to use Void Rush on a player like this. You want to walk down these stairs right here, and at the very tippy top, you want to use Void Rush again with its second recharge. I'm gonna try flying over this wall right here. Oh my gosh. Am I stuck? Oh, I'm literally stuck now. Be a little bit careful. You can get stuck, but I did go over that wall, and it took me like maybe 4 or 5 attempts. It's actually insane. Also, pro tip, if you want to make this easier for yourself, turn your FOV all the way up to 80. Turning it up to 80 actually makes it way easier to aim it, and also just makes it easier to do. Now, this glitch isn't only restricted to this map. You can actually do it on anywhere there is stairs in Forsaken. All right, let us move on to secret number 2. This is Yeslo Noli, and it is an alternate universe version of Noli, but in Blue Dude's universe. Now, if you didn't know, Blue Dude, Cool Kid, and Pretty Princess all come from separate universes, but they have all been forsaken by the Spectre and taken to this one place. And Noli comes from Blue Dude's world. And as we can see from his appearance, I think it's one of the coolest Noli skins in the game. And as you can clearly see, he has a very cool color scheme. Like, I legit love green and white. Those look amazing together. Bro, it actually looks beautiful. And it should come to Forsaken. But if we go onto the actual Forsaken wiki, it is unconfirmed. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it is incredibly sad the fact that this skin has had so much work done for it. So here's a render of it. This is probably the newest version that might be coming to the game. This is an older version they made. That's the one I have in my game. But as you can also see, there's already a hallucination for this skin. Fully drawn out, animated, it's already done. And it looks awesome. But this skin also has a bunch of sound effects already existing for it, and it has its own lore. But there's literally no word on it. It's still unconfirmed. No one's really sure when it's coming. But that is going to be it for this secret. Let us move on to secret number 3. One of my favorite things about Noli, despite the fact I don't play him very often, is the fact that all of his voice lines are references and samples. What I mean is samples to TV, music, and YouTube videos. And this video by a person named Epic Edits will actually show us all of them. Starting off with the outro, which sounds like this. And that voice line right there, the bye-bye, is actually a reference to a video called iPad Goes Bye-Bye, which is actually a video from 15 years ago. What ends up happening is this kid is talking to their father, and this father took away this kid's iPad, and he says, iPad went bye-bye. And then he starts crying because he's an iPad baby. I want to warn you right now, some of these references are so niche, I actually wonder if the developers touch grass. Like, it's legit insane. For example, this one, which is literally just a character speaking in Korean. Now, this is from some game. I don't know what game it is, but it's such a random reference that literally no one would know about. Like, legit, I don't understand where half of these come from, bro. This is actually insane. But I think one of the most interesting ones, which I do want to say a little bit of a fun fact about, is this one right here. Now, this is a reference to an old pop-up that would come up basically back in the day when you clicked on a website, and it was meant to give you malware if you actually clicked on it. And one fun fact about this, which I want to share with you, is the fact that no one actually knows whose voice this is, even 25 years later.
Congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won.
And I'll leave it off with that. Let us move on to the next secret. Now, of course, before Noli was released, he had a bunch of different versions of him that they were experimenting with. And some of those versions looked very awkward compared to the newest one, which I think looks amazing. So this is the newest render, the one we have in game currently, but just a couple months before that, this is actually what the render was going to look like. As you can see, the left side of his face is actually black. And then on the right side, as you can see, his skull kind of looks fleshy, which I think is a really interesting design decision. Oh, also, here's an alternate version of that version of Noli we just saw. But that isn't even the oldest version of Noli they were planning to have in the game. As you can see in these scrap skins, there is the classic skin. But as you can see, this is the original rendition of Noli. This version, as you can see, being all black, which made him incredibly hard to see in game, I'm sure. He also had a black smoke aura around him, which I think looks really cool. Now, I think the weirdest part about this skin is originally, this is legit what they were set on. Like, they used this in game for a while while when they were experimenting with the character. This is somebody who took a screenshot of a developer playing as Noli months before the update. It's actually crazy to me the fact that they really wanted this to be the version of Noli we had in game. On to secret number 4. Recently, they ruined Noli's yourself skin. And what I mean is, look at my back. Look at all these accessories I have on. I have this kind of like a knight chest plate thing going on here, and then I also have wings on my back. And normally, I would think these would be able to work on the Noli yourself skin because they're just accessories, right? They're not causing any harm, not causing any issues. But if I actually switch to the yourself skin Noli, it takes all of them off now. Now, this is a general thing for all the yourself skins, but legit, they have taken the ability away to use anything besides hats for these skins. What that means is if you have some kind of really cool loadout you love to use with the yourself skins, you can't use them anymore. You're not allowed to. And just for comparison, this is what I should have looked like. The wings and all. Like legit, this is, dude, why? It's so dumb. I actually hate the yourself skins now. But that is gonna be it for this secret. Let us move on to secret number 6. A slightly forgotten skin for Noli is the Meta Noli skin. And legit, I actually really love this skin. This skin has its own unique intro, which looks insane. And it just flat out looks good. Like, look at this thing. It also has a really interesting backstory as to why it was created. Because this wasn't just like some thought off the dome randomly. It actually has to do with this crown that he's wearing on top of his head. Now, back in the year 2020, there was an event called the Ready Player 2 event. And basically, the event was a clue-like event. You had to go around and play a bunch of games and find 2 different clues and solve them. And if you solved them, you would get a bunch of really cool prizes. Now, that ranged from a terrible book hat, which you would never want, a shirt, which you probably wouldn't want either, just as Ready Player 2, that's so boring, and this hat named the Meta Star, because only the first 77 people to complete this event obtain this item. And this thing looks really, really sick. It's actually based off the very old Roblox Void Star, which is an item that came out all the way back in the year 2007 for another Roblox event. And that's why this skin is actually amazing. Just add a chase theme, this would be 10 out of 10. All right, on to the next secret. Now, if you didn't know this, Noli actually didn't come from Forsaken. He actually originates from one of the oldest myths on Roblox. So going over the history, the first documented mention of Noli originates on the 26th of February 2010, when a user by the name of Yale University uploaded 2 forum posts on the Help and Roblox Talk subforums. Basically, they were talking about a website glitch where the user Noli would appear without any avatar or last online data. And if you tried to click on his profile, it would just redirect you to the Roblox main page. So as it says, after the mysterious object event on Roblox had ended, the Void Star was released to the public. That's talking about the hat. It was a prize for the mysterious object event. Noli was one of the players who had first gotten the Void Star, and it was reported to display weird behavior shortly after. His physical appearance was a big part. Anything he stood on would emit an odd aura, corrupt anything he stood on, shut games down, hack into accounts, and edit the site. Shortly after the incident and his termination, Noli reappeared. He started to hack into accounts that had the Void Star and stole them. Once again, Noli terrorized the site, even shutting down Roblox's games and stealing accounts. Mods were unable to ban him for over 2 weeks, chaos still ensuing. And for a while, he stopped hacking accounts. But then after a single year, Noli reemerged, but this time not to cause chaos and destruction, but instead to influence hundreds of players to join his religious cult known as the Void Cult. Now, I want to leave the rest up to you guys to discover because there is a ton of lore here and a ton of secret Easter eggs, which I think are really cool. And it's funny the fact that this is all just based off a glitch with a Roblox account back in the year 2010. How insane is that? On to secret number 8. This is going to be a very short one, but I wanted to cover this because I thought it was kind of interesting. So if you played on the Tempest map, you'll notice these statues around the map, including this giant one with a huge sword wearing the Void Star crown. And that is supposed to be Noli. There's also another Noli over here, as you can see. But I don't want to talk about these. I actually want to talk about the much smaller statues and a coffin, which you can find around the map. So throughout this map, there are many statues that look like this. This is supposed to be a representation of a member of the Void Cult. What I want to talk about, though, is the ones with weapons. This one is in a poorly placed position, but he's holding a hammer. His face is slightly different with this one, too. I think it's a different mask as well. There's 2 others over here. One that is not wearing a mask. Actually, he's wearing a half mask, and he's carrying a staff that looks very similar to Dusakar's. There's another statue over here, though, and I think it has the coolest weapon out of all of them. It's some kind of bat-like scythe thing, which looks, dude, that looks sick. But the last thing I want to talk about before we get to the next secret is this coffin right here with the Void Star crown on top of it. Now, supposedly Noli is supposed to be in here, but if I actually go inside, he's not in there. It's literally just empty. Now, I'm not sure if this is really supposed to be Noli's tomb, quote unquote, or a reference to the lore, which actually talks about how Noli would keep disappearing and then reappearing year years later. But nonetheless, I want to believe it's a reference, and you should too. This is really awesome. On to the next secret. This is the A-Spec skin for Noli. And as you can hear, it has unique sound effects and some really cool details about it most players don't even notice. Something you probably noticed about this skin is that his Void Star crown is literally an X-rayed version of the regular one which Noli has. And his body is covered in a metal texture. Now I also want to mention his sound effects because he has a lot of really cool sound effects. So his Nova Star sounds like this. His Void Rush sounds like this. His observant ability sounds like this. And then finally, I didn't even show you his M1. His M1 sounds like one of those super old Roblox swords. Now, besides the sound effects and its appearance, the best thing about this skin is the fact that it has a ton of lore behind it. And that is because it is related to a very old Roblox myth game by the name of the Tempest. Now, for context, A-Specs is actually a character which you can find in this game. So it says A-Specs is a skin that changes Noli to appear as the mysterious figure found in the original Tempest game. Now, I do want to hop into this game instead of just talking about it because it's supposed to be really interesting. Okay, we're on the map. I think it's kind of broken, but stuff should still partially work. So we walk up to A-Specs. I guess we could talk to him. Hello? Oh, wait, where are we? It's just floating islands. I hear somebody else. Is that a Void Cult member? What is that? Oh, he just fell. Where did he go? I don't think he died. Wait, I think he knows more than I do. Oh, he knows more than I do. There's a platform. I didn't even know that was there. Oh my gosh, that's so smart. I would have never known this was here. You literally walk here. What? And once you're here, you fall down and then you just fall down into the bottom of the waterfall? Okay. Oh my gosh, right there. What are these people, bro? And where am I? Is that where everybody is? What are they doing? We're just standing outside of it. Okay, I'm just gonna walk in and we see A-Specs' dead body, I guess? Is that what it's supposed to be? Hello? Is there any more secrets around this map? Someone's saying, I swear I saw something. There's 3 main places. This is gonna have to be a full video in the future. This is a lot. Oh, they said the Tempest, the Sky, and the Stonehenge. I feel like there has to be more though. I feel like this person's telling me a little bit. I'd love to go over this entire thing in a future video, but as of right now, I think we're gonna move on to the next secret. For secret number 11, did you know you can still get the narrator Noli skin in Forsaken? Now, to obtain this skin in Tower Defense Simulator, all you have to do is beat the final act on the hardest difficulty, which is, of course, very difficult to do. Look at this guy's game. I don't play this game very much, so I don't really understand how it works, but legit, this is like too much stuff going on, bro. As of right now, this seems to be the permanent way to get this skin, and it seems like they're not gonna ever remove it, which is actually awesome, but just in case this skin gets removed in the future, go and get this skin, because even though it might be quote-unquote permanent, I'm not sure for how much longer they're actually gonna have this badge be obtainable. Because in the past, other skins like the Metronet, which only lasted for a month, had their badges unobtainable after that month was over. So who knows if the final act badge is gonna be removed in a couple months. This is Red Room Curse Noli, and it is probably one of the coolest skins in game that no one cares about. Now I'm gonna get into the reference in a second, but first I wanna actually look at this appearance because it legit is so good. Like, look at his crown, bro. Those are Ethernet cables. Legit, those are just wires that have been strung up into a crown, which I think is so creative. Oh my gosh, I would have never thought of that in a million years. His face, as you can see, is a TV screen. His left arm, as you may notice, is holding up a Nova Star, which is in the shape of a mouse cursor. His left hand is a keyboard with a mouse poking outside of the right end. But going to his backside, as you may have noticed in the intro, there is a knife sticking outside of his back, which is a hint of what happens when you get hit with the Red Room Curse. Now, the Red Room Curse is a Japanese urban legend about a mysterious red pop-up ad that appears on the user's screen asking, do you like the Red Room? And apparently, it is said to be a sign that the user is going to die soon. Now, just so you know, this is not real. This is an urban legend, but I think this is a really cool concept for a skin. So even though this skin got taken out of the game, I still did want to mention it because it's actually really interesting. So fun fact I want to give you real quick, this skin's name, JXDX1, is actually a mix of John Doe and 1X1X1's names. And if you never noticed it, that object it's holding, which is an apple, it actually changed every time you used Void Star. So I think it would change between an apple, a bow tie, horns, and then a tin pot head. Now, this is actually a reference to one of the ARG's videos called Dell Hourly Schedule.png. And in this video, as you can see, there's a man wearing a pot head. There's an apple, there's horns, apple horn. Oh, there's a tie again, apple horn ties, apple horn tie. But there's so much in this ARG. I'm not gonna go over all of it in this video, but I just think it's really interesting to note that this channel legit is like, there's some cool stuff behind this. But that is gonna be it for secret number 13. Let us move on to the next secret. secret number 14. Now, Noli has two skins, which are actually based on a myth known as the Void Cult. Basically, the first skin is named Robert, and the second one is named Messiah. Now, I'm not going to talk much about this skin, but I will talk about Robert on the other hand. Like it says, Robert_Void originates as the leader of the largest active Noli-related Roblox myth, the Void Cult. And the skin looks really well made. It costs around $650, which is not that much, but it has a decent amount of work put into it. But I do want to talk more about that Roblox myth, because I just searched up a Void Cult, and there's only 2 games on Roblox that have the Void Cult referenced in them. So there's the Void Cult, which I tried this game. It kind of sucks. But then there's this game called The Void. And this game is actually kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on here, but it seems very secretive. Like there's some Easter eggs hidden behind the scenes no one knows about yet. But it's basically just an explorable world with, I think, Easter eggs around the map and some secrets that not a lot of players know about. Okay, I guess I found something. I found a gravesite. It really wasn't his fault. He forced him to do it. It doesn't have much context, to be honest, besides the Roblox myth, the Void Cult. So it is kind of creepy if you're a new player coming across all this stuff. You just start uncovering secrets about something you never knew about in the first place. This is another sign. Nil made me kill her. I hate him. I don't want to be his vessel. That's what I'm saying, though. This game is so like mysterious. This is an entire mystery that people need to uncover. If you're watching this video right now, after you're done watching it, please go and play this game and see what you can find and tell me in the comments, because legit, there's some really interesting stuff about this game which I haven't even uncovered yet. All right, well, that is going to be it for secret number 14. Let us move on to the next secret. Secret number 15. This is the Dr. Noli skin, and it is based off Gaster from Undertale and Deltarune. And legit, this skin was almost done. It had its own price, being around $215, had its own in-game model, which looks amazing. Oh my gosh, this is like actually so good. And it supposedly was gonna get its own unique chase theme. But due to drama with the Forsaken devs, poor communication, and the devs not wanting a composer other than the ones on the team making the OST for it, it got scrapped, which is literally the saddest thing ever. Hopefully at some point something is resolved and this skin does end up coming back to the game. But until then, basically, we have nothing. Oh my gosh, it would have been so good. It would have been so good. Why? Before we get to the last secret in this video, I want to talk to you about the Void Star crown. Probably the most expensive object on Roblox, but also the hat that Noli is always seen wearing in basically all of his renders. Now, the idea for the Void Star crown actually came from Clockwork and Chud. Clockwork had the idea of publishing a hat that was a box to see if anyone would ever buy it. They decided to make 4 different boxes, and they labeled these boxes Mysterious Object 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, Object 1, 2, and 4, they decided to release into the Roblox shop for just 50 ticks each. But for Mysterious Object number 3, Chud wanted to do something a little different and decided that you had to solve a riddle in order to get this box. And this riddle is what led to an entire contest being created around this Mysterious Object 3. Now, after this contest started, they decided to give every box a mysterious haiku, which would reveal what was actually inside of that box. So as you can see, it says thread fastener, twist around, face them, hold fast, lest they be faster. And what it ended up being was the screw hat. Box 3 was the Void Star helmet, but Chud actually made this one very hard to get, and you had to go through an entire quest just to get it. Now, at the start of this contest, there was a blog post that hinted at a clue that could be found in the sword fight on the heights, and there was a bunch of different objects. Inside of sword fight on the heights, there was 4 different bricks that when touched would print one of the 4 haikus. But if you opened sword fight on the heights in Roblox Studio and found the script for brick 3, there was a line at the end of the code, and it read, the mysterious number 3, perhaps the most mysterious of all, the Garden of Persephone, dead dreams of days forsaken. Soon enough, a lot of players found that this was a hint to the Algernon Charles Swinburne's The Garden of Persephone. That's a book. And then they discovered there was a user named Swinburne, and this person actually had a friends-only place named Here Where the World is Quiet. And by giving them the answers to all of the haikus and guessing what hats they were accepted to be Swinburne's friend and could access this place. Now, if you actually joined Here Where the World is Quiet, this is what it would look like. Now, the entire idea with this map is you're supposed to find 4 orbs hidden around, and each of these orbs had a little secret hint on them, but you had to find them in the correct order. And the first one is actually on top of this tower right here, Dead Dreams of Days Forsaken. Now that we have found the first orb, we have to find the second one, and that can be found in this field over here. And boom, blind buds that snows have shaken. The third one, I forget where the third one should be. Where's the third one? Oh, there it is. Okay. They're all pretty close together, I guess. Wild leaves that winds have taken. And then the last one should be in the middle of a lake. There you go. Red strays of ruined springs. If you found all 4 orbs and you found them in the right order, you were supposed to head over to the Greek temple that is all the way over here. And at that temple, there's actually somebody we need to talk to. There should be a reflector radioactive box inside. There's their oh, did I not do it? Oh, it might not work anymore. Oh no. But basically this door would open up for you, and there is a box, and that box would tell you to message the creator of this game the word Algernon. And when you sent them that word, you would receive the mysterious object 3, and that would be the Void Star Crown. I think it's a really cool backstory to a very cool object that's so essential now in the history of Roblox. But I'm not gonna keep yapping about it. Let us move on to the last secret in this video. This is Dignity Noli, and it is a skin that is coming up in a future update for Forsaken. I'm very excited for this skin. It looks legitimately amazing. But before we talk about this, I do want to talk about the history of this skin. Now, it is based off this character called Dignity, who was a Roblox user back in the day, around 2008 to 2009-ish. And he actually used to be a very well-known builder who's even one of the top 100 posters on Roblox back in the day. So he was pretty popular, but something that ended up getting him permanently banned on Roblox was one of his games, and it was named Dignity's Music Uploader. And the problem with this game was that you could upload any music you wanted to it and listen to it back. And for the most part, it was not that bad. I mean, you could just upload whatever music you wanted, and most people just uploaded songs that were pretty tame. But eventually someone uploaded the song Boulevard of Broken Dreams out of any song, and Roblox decided they wanted to take action and permanently ban Dignity from Roblox forever. And for a while, that's kind of all this was. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, but only a couple years later, around April 2012, his account was temporarily unbanned and became compromised, meaning anyone could actually get onto that account. And this is what started off with him being known as a hacker. The idea that he was a hacker basically blew up, and people started associating him with exploiting and hacking groups. Now, going back to this skin, which I want to talk about, and this is the new Void Star Crown right here, which I think looks genuinely amazing. He's also wearing a really nice overcoat, which I think looks sick. But as of right now, there's not really any plans for when this is going to be released. There's still a lot of work behind it. I'm sure it's going to come out at some point, but until then, we're kind of just waiting with all the different information we've gotten so far. But I do want to say before I end this video, I just saw earlier, it says Dignity will be receiving voice lines. However, he will be voiced by someone else. If any of the Forsaken devs are watching my video and made it this far, I would be more than down to voice line Dignity, bro. He is so sick. I would be like genuinely so down. I've got a really nice mic. I've got a decent voice. Let me know. Contact me over Discord. I'll do anything, bro. I'll do anything. I want to voice Dignity. But that is going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe because we're trying to get to 100K subscribers, and I will see you guys in the next one. End video.